everyone, Dario Napoli again on a new episode of Diary of a Gadjo, here on vacation. Finally, although I guess as musicians we're never really on vacation and kind of always on vacation. But anyway, this episode is going to be in response to Gomez MacPom from Austria, who asked me off of my Blues Claire video, transcription of the Borelli solo, asked me to demonstrate, I guess, the rhythm part to it, or I guess an example of a rhythm part. And I guess there's been a lot of talk of rhythm. Although I'm not a full-out specialist, it is something that I work on every single day and constantly work on improving. As I guess most of us know, at least on a theoretical level, how important rhythm is in this kind of music, in all music, but especially in gypsy jazz. And I'll, I guess, go over some things that I think are important, some things that I feel, or at least I've experienced in my practicing. But I guess here's first a quick example of the Blues Claire, blues in C. So I guess a few of the things that I've noticed over the years and see most people struggle with or misunderstand is the overemphasis, I guess, on the right hand and really not enough on the left hand. I mean, yes, the right hand is obviously very important in what it does and how, but many people focus only on that, and to really have the sound, the left hand is really just as important, and specifically, I mean the strength of the grip with which you grip the chords, and it's very important to develop a very strong grip, because that influences the sound. And you want to have sort of this maybe you can call it like a slight roar, you know. French, they call it la ronfle. It's sort of, if you hear Django's rhythm, you can really hear, you know, Borelli, Stoccolo, Hono, Winterstein, all the greats, you know, when they play rhythm. There's this sort of roar, especially on the 1 and the 3. And that really comes from the strength and the accuracy of the grip of the chord. So, you know, definitely something you want to work on, and you can just do that by really taking a set of chords, whether it be blues, and making sure that every tone of the chord rings properly and rings, you know, rings for the duration of the time that you hold it. The stronger your grip, the fuller, you know, your sound is going to be. So that goes for the left hand. For the right hand, I think the main thing is, you know, a lot of people, I guess, you know, shortcut the whole upstroke thing, you know, and sort of default to 2 downstrokes, which I guess is fine. You know, Eugène Vies obviously did that as a rhythm player to Django, and I guess it's a way of doing it, but I think, for me at least, for my taste, it's lacking a certain amount of swing. And I think that if you listen to Django and Hono and, you know, most of the guys, the great players, they add that, and it's just really a subtle thing where one single motion, you're sort of hitting all the strings on the way up and on the way down with one sort of flick of the wrist, but that way you're really keeping those 2 separate motions as close as possible. one thing I noticed, and I know I struggled with, was keeping them too far wide apart. So, and then it doesn't really swing. You hear stuff like that. It's just not what you want to do. You want to really keep them as close as possible together. So my suggestion would really be to try to work on those two separate aspects, on those two aspects, the 1 and the 3 and the 2 and the 4 separately, so you really sort of get control over them, you know. Making sure you grip the chord well, so you get that the thick sound, and making sure that you hit all your chords with your right, you know, but making them as close as possible. And then also you want to work on your 2 and your 4 separately. So which is kind of like when you have a match in your hand and you want to turn your match off. It's going to be like a bit of a whip motion. So you want your pick to really cut through the strings as if it was one big string, not 6 separate strings. You want it to be as quick and as loose as possible, so you don't kill with the volume, but you really get the snap out of your wrist. So that's my 2 cents on rhythm. Like I said, I'm not a full-out expert, but I've been playing this kind of music long enough, and you know, with some great players, and I often am with the gypsies and can hear them up close and take mental and visual notes where I can tell, you know, if it's good rhythm or not, or appropriate. But I hope this helps. If there's any questions, feel free to write or share ideas. One last note, I'm very, very proud to present this book that I co-authored with Maurizio Geri and some of the greatest players, Augusto Creni, Tolga Düring, and Jacopo Martini. This book just came out. It's 330 pages of basically our experiences. It's got also a hour-and-a-half DVD full of examples. It is in Italian, but you know, music I think is universal. Especially the DVD it's got so many examples, and it's sort of cool because it has all of our different styles, different approaches, and ideas all in one. So this book is available. Just if you're interested, write me. But I think it's really a blessing to have been part of such a great project. Hope your summer is going great. Mine has been fantastic, and will continue to be. And we'll see you soon on a new episode. Ciao.